$1.2 million and 8 payouts. Same trader who a year ago couldn't keep a funded account alive for 2 weeks. And here's the interesting part. He didn't find a new trading strategy. No new indicators, no new markets, and certainly no grinding 12 hours a day. I've had the opportunity to work with thousands of traders, to consult at some of the biggest trading education companies and biggest prop firms in the world, and also directly work with traders and fund traders through my personal prop firm also. But what I consistently see is that traders have good strategies, they have working strategies, but they themselves struggle to stick to those strategies because they can't manage their internal psychology. What took Eric to $1.2 million in funding wasn't a trade. It was one shift in terms of how his brain handled profit. In this video, I'm going to share with you exactly what I shared with Eric so you can start replicating these results. Now traders, if you resonate with my content, I'm going to encourage you to go into the description or the first comment and download the free resource, which is going to help you implement this framework in real time while you're trading. So this isn't just another YouTube video you watch, but you have an actionable step-by-step framework that you can follow so you can get measurably better results. And like always, if you have a particular challenge that you just can't seem to break through, comment it below and I'll offer you some help. Every trader tries to fix how they handle losing, but Eric focused on how he could handle winning. The difference between blowing up at 6 figures and scaling to 7 figures has to do with how the trader interprets and reacts to their winning trades. And there's an interconnectedness between the trader's attachment to winning and elation and dopamine release they feel when they win, as that's an unconscious driving force for the trader's pain and upset when they lose. What I've consistently seen is the root cause of destructive trading patterns comes from the attachment to winning on the individual trade, and the trader's desire to win, and the trader's desire to impose what they want onto the market. So when the trader can redefine what winning and profit means to them, they can free themselves from the destructive trading patterns that most traders get stuck in, keeping them below 6 figures. And when they redefine how they view winning, that's what frees them to be able to effortlessly scale, and not be reactive in the market and not break their trading plan, but to be process-based, to be listening to the market, to be taking quality setups, and to be able to do that at scale. So the shift isn't have more discipline. It's not get a new trading strategy. It's redefine how you view profits as a trader. Winning means something different to every trader. It could mean, all right, I'm getting profit and there's a financial gain there. That financial gain is going to help me build a lifestyle. It's going to help me pay down certain debts and bills and help me get maybe out of an uninspiring job that I really dislike. Or it's going to help me prove to myself or prove to others that I'm a capable provider. So winning can have different associations. It could be a certain relief experience. When you win, there's a certain relief internally that, thank God, I can pay down certain bills and debts or move closer to my goals. For some individuals, winning means progress. It means moving closer to a certain target or a certain goal. For some individuals, winning means being right. And it means a sense of self-validation, a sense of knowing what's going on or having control or feeling like I've got this figured out. I'm intelligent. I finally made something work. Winning could be represented in terms of reward and art, because that's the association the trader makes in their mind and on the trading platform. It could be percentage. It could be seeing the end of month percentage and hitting certain targets and exceeding KPIs. So winning can mean many different things. And when I talk about winning, what's important is understanding why winning ticks you and what is it that winning represents in your mind. It could mean a financial gain. It could mean something buried in the subconscious mind much deeper from childhood. It could mean proving yourself to certain individuals and authority figures in your life. So what's important is identifying, why is winning so important to you? What does winning represent to you? And when you win, what resurfaces in the psyche? You never have a feeling or an emotion without content in your mind. So at the time of having that elating feeling and that progressive feeling and that relief, what's the content in your mind? And finding what associations you have to winning is very, very important. But what traders do is they infatuate with winning. They put it up on a pedestal and they perceive that winning has more advantages and disadvantages. It has greater progressions than it does regressions. It has more reliefs than it does pressures. And they infatuate with the idea of winning and what they think winning is going to provide. Now, the moment they do that, there's a simultaneous force that comes in, which is the fear of loss. Whatever you're infatuated with, whatever you're putting up on a pedestal and you're assuming is giving you more advantage and disadvantage, you simultaneously create a fear of losing that. You simultaneously create a fear of losing the win, losing the validation, losing the feeling of being right or progress or this relief or this idea of profit, percentage, and art. The moment you infatuate with and create the pleasure of winning, you simultaneously create a pain of losing that in equal degree to pleasure. One is conscious. When this is conscious, this is unconscious. When this is conscious and you're focusing on the fear of losing, there's the unconscious pleasure of the win. It also creates and polarizes a fear of the opposite outcome, which is losing. What I tend to find is the traders that are significantly pained by losses and fall down destructive pathways because of losses are because in that moment there's an unconscious attachment to winning, the profit, the lifestyle, the paying down of bills, the relief, the progress, the perception of them being right. That's what they're attached to. So guess what losing means in their mind? It means that they're regressing. It means more pressure. It means more buildup of debt and pain. It means being wrong. It means loss. It means risk. It means all the opposite of the associations to winning. So what I find with the best traders like Eric, for example, what allows them to scale to these large amounts of capital is their relationship with winning. They know how to take winning off the pedestal. They know how to disassociate all these things they associate to winning and to see winning in more of a balanced light so they don't become attached to winning on the individual trade. And as a result, they don't become pained by losing on the individual trade, which frees them to be more process-based, which frees them to be unreactive to the outcome so they can stick to their trading plan no matter what amount of capital they're trading. So how do they do this? What do they do to help take winning off the pedestal? Well, the only reason we're putting winning up on a pedestal in the first place is we're assuming it's going to give us more advantage and disadvantage. And we're assuming that our trading is better off if we're winning on the individual trade. But I see many traders who take individual wins and then they become complacent, they become proud, and they force low quality setups onto the market. They minimize their trading plan, the importance of their trading plan, they minimize risk in the market, and the win builds up a certain pride and a self-exaggeration that takes them away from the path of consistent profitability. So the individual win and the attachment to that actually takes them off track to long-term consistent profitability, because now they're not sticking to their plan, they're not respecting risk in the market, they're not aligned with their goals or their process. They become less open and teachable, they close down, they don't listen to the market as much. The market is ever changing and ever evolving, so these traders get left behind. So what I find is that the more a trader gets built up with the idea of winning, there are hidden consequences and losses to that and risks to that that the trader is unaware of. So what's important, what I teach to every single one of the traders I work with, is having a process of being able to humble wins and minimize wins when they're being exaggerated and being put up on a pedestal. And for example, a quality question you want to ask yourself after every win is, what is the drawback or the consequence of the risk of winning? And how does winning this individual trade actually hurt my progression to long-term consistent profitability? Not to start becoming resentful to winning and not to put it way down in the pit, but just to humble the idea of winning a little bit and to take it off the pedestal so you see it for what it is. The outcome of a win, your price hitting your entry, then hitting your take profit, has both advantage and disadvantage. But most traders build up the narrative around winning and they exaggerate winning, which creates all the problems I mentioned before. But price hitting your entry and hitting your take profit has advantage and disadvantage. The advantage is you make profit, but the disadvantage is you feel relaxed and relieved. And you minimize risk in the market. You exaggerate your ability. You create this idea that money is going to come easily in the markets now, and you can replicate that at any time. So there's both advantage and disadvantage to winning. And what's important as a trader is to be aware of what the disadvantages and the drawbacks and the risks of winning are. And in real time, humbling those ideas. And so too, being aware of the benefits, the advantages, and the repurposing of losses at times and how that actually helps you as a trader. Well, when you lose, you become aware of the risk in the market. You tighten up. You respect your trading plan more. You respect the market more. You humble yourself. You become open. You become teachable. You listen to the market. What's going to happen is you're going to have both wins and losses in the market. But the best traders, the ones that are able to scale, aren't trying to force this outcome. They're not attached to this outcome. They're not addicted to this outcome because they can see the drawbacks of it. And they can see the advantages of having losses every so often, repurpose them and humble them and keep them accountable and keep them open and teachable. And they're happy to pay that cost every so often to keep them focused. And they can see the disadvantages to their trading of them becoming attached to winning. The more attached you are with winning and the more you put it up on a pedestal, the greater the fear that's going to be there of losing those outcomes and losing that idea you're infatuated with. So the more you have winning up on a pedestal, the more pressure there is going to be and the more fear there's going to be the moment you scale. And if you want to be hitting the numbers that Eric is hitting, you have to take winning off the pedestal, because when you do, guess what else you get rid of? You get rid of the fear of losing winning. You get rid of the pressure of winning. And you mitigate those oscillations and those swings of greed and fear. And what that does is it puts you in a process-based state, which allows you to just execute your process, your trading plan, your mechanical edge with proper risk management, and not impulsively trade or over trade or over risk because you're infatuated with an idea. And that puts you in the best possible place to scale to 6 and 7 figures in capital and get consistent profitability as a result. So traders, if you're struggling with this idea of winning and losing, and you're attached to winning and you're fearful of losses, and that's influencing your ability to stick to your trading plan, that's influencing negatively your ability to scale, what I encourage you to do is to implement what I've shared in this video, take the ideas on board and start implementing them into your trading. To make that easier, I have my Bulletproof 3.0 training and tool completely free, linked in the description or the first comment, or you can scan the QR code that's going to pop up on your screen here. And that training and tool just ensures that you implement these principles that I share on the YouTube channel while you're actually trading, so you can see measurable results and improvements in your trading, and it's not just another YouTube video you watch, but something you actually implement. So traders, thank you for watching to the end. If you got one new insight from this video, please go ahead and like the video and please subscribe to the channel. My goal over the next few months is to continue to push as much valuable trading psychology content your way to help you resolve the challenges that are holding you back and scale to the numbers you want to be hitting. So by subscribing and turning the notification bell on, you stay up to date with all my new releases. And traders, thank you for watching to the end. Be sure, if you enjoyed this particular video, to watch this video. It's going to pop up on your screen here. It's a 22-minute video that summarizes 6 years of trading psychology lessons into one video for you. Watch that next, and I'll see you all in the next video.